Today I'm going to show you how to teach your kindergartner in only 1 hour a day, just 3 days a week, with everything they need to learn for their entire kindergarten year. Let's go. Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I have 4 kids from the ages of 1 to 8 and have been homeschooling for the last 4 years. And on the side, I also help my husband run our wedding photography business. First, I want to let you know that I have included a link below to a Google spreadsheet that I made with our lesson plans in them. It's got lesson plans from pre-K up to 2nd grade, so check that out. I've also created a shopping list on Amazon and put that link below with the workbooks that we use for kindergarten and science experiment kits and cool craft kits, so check that out as well. So by the time my second child was in kindergarten, my oldest was in 2nd grade and my plate felt kind of full with his schoolwork. So I opted for a very easy system for my kindergartner that required no prep on my part. We did our formal sit-down teaching time just 3 days a week, and it would normally take between 40 minutes to an hour each day. We would join in with my oldest for Bible time and science lessons. So I'm including that in the 40-minute to an hour time. Here's the thing, when it's just you and your child at home, you can knock out school much faster. That quality time allows you to get some really good one-on-one teaching done. So if you're hearing, wow, that's really not enough time to teach the kids everything they need to know, trust me, it really is. If you haven't seen my other videos yet, I do talk about how you shouldn't try to model your homeschool after public school or private school because it's just totally different. That one-on-one time really allows you to get a lot more done in less time. So here's our blueprint for kindergarten. We would choose 2 to 3 of the following core subjects to do per day: math, reading, and handwriting. For math, one of my teacher friends showed me this book years ago, and it covers everything that they need to know. And we would do about 3 to 4 pages per day in this book. And I've linked to it below. You can find it on Amazon. The only area where I feel like it's lacking is skip counting, which they're going to go over that in 1st grade as well. But if you wanted to do a little bit more with them on that, you can easily go on YouTube and type in skip counting, counting by 5s, counting by 10s. And that's a great way to allow someone else to teach your kid for a little bit. And they usually have fun songs and things that help stick in your kid's head. So then also to help with skip counting is just grabbing some things around your house that you can count together. So very easily you could grab Cheerios and you could separate groups of 5 and then you guys could be counting by 5s or separate them out in groups of 10 and count by 10s. Make it fun. And with those items, you can also practice addition and subtraction with them. Little hands-on activity there where you have 5 Cheerios. What happens if I take one away? I have 4 left. Or you could have 4 Cheerios and you could say 2 and 2 makes 4 or 3 and 1 makes 4. You can practice all those kinds of things. And it's fun for the kids to have something they can touch and hold. For reading, we love the Hooked on Phonics app. We put it on their iPad, which to them is really exciting that they can use their iPad during school time. The app is perfect even to start in preschool. They've got some pre-reader activities and videos they can watch. And then they have 24 units, and within each unit is 3 lessons. You can just do this at your child's own pace. That's the beauty of homeschooling. So if your child is really eager to learn how to read, you could easily knock this out within a year. If they're a little more apprehensive, you can stretch this out over 2 years, and that's perfectly fine. So the app says that it's perfect for preschoolers through 1st graders. So you can stretch that out and do it depending on what your child is ready for. Every kid is different. If you feel like they're not ready to learn to read, don't feel pressured by the public school norms to push them through it. It's kind of a bummer to just make them hate reading. So take time with it. I've heard of some people who waited till they were quite a bit older to start teaching them to read because they just weren't ready yet. And by that time, they were ready and they were eager, and it was way less painful, way less tears, and they got it really quickly. So just take this time to really learn your kid. What are their current learning styles right now? And figure out what pace is best for them. My oldest loved math in kindergarten and first grade and still does. And so even though he hated reading at the time, I just allowed him to excel more at math, and we didn't push as hard with reading until a little bit later. And that seemed to work well for him. And he's a great reader now, and he does actually like it. And he's also really great at math. So there are 72 individual lessons on the app. So even if you only did 2 lessons per week, you would get through all of them in 37 weeks, which is a normal school year. This app is $6 a month or $40 a year or $80 for lifetime use on up to 3 devices. So that's what we chose because we're planning to use it for all of our kids. So that ended up being a really great deal for our family. For handwriting, we used this workbook by BrainQuest, and I've linked to it below on my Amazon list. For each letter, it has 2 activities and then 2 pages to practice writing the uppercase and lowercase version of each letter. I also found this dry erase board at the Dollar Tree to use for more practice. It also has a number section to work on writing numbers. This workbook has several other different sections you can work on throughout the year. There are phonics activities, a sight words section, shapes and colors, patterns, matching and sorting, time, and money. We typically would do 3 to 4 pages at a time, which left us with some pages that we could continue working on throughout the summer to keep things fresh. There were also 4 extracurricular subjects that we would sprinkle in: science, Bible, music, and art. For science, this year, I have a 2nd grader as well, so we would just join in with his science lessons, and I want to keep doing that as they grow up and do those lessons together just to save us all time. But when I was just teaching my oldest son, I would just ask him what he wanted to learn about each week. And if that's a little too off the cuff for you, you can do, like I mentioned in the preschool video, pick one theme to focus on each month. And that could be like human anatomy, weather, plant life cycle, water cycle. And we would really just spend one day a week on this, maybe looking up YouTube videos one week, and then the next week maybe trying to do something hands-on related to that topic. I would also ask our family members to get them science experiment kits for Christmas and their birthdays, and that would be something really fun that we could throw in there. Your science class at this age doesn't need to get complicated. Really, it's just a way to pique their interest about different topics and spark that love of learning how things work. For Bible time at this age, we really liked the Character Builders Bible, and I mentioned that in my preschool video, so check that out if you want to see inside of that book. With my oldest, we also started online piano lessons in kindergarten because he was really into music and wanted to learn that. There's an awesome channel on YouTube called the Hoffman Academy, which actually has free piano lessons that we have loved for years now. Now, my 2nd child is not as into it as my oldest, so we are just waiting and we'll see if she's interested in a different instrument. Otherwise, we'll kind of dip into the piano lessons in 1st grade. Now, I am not a big arts and crafts person. So instead of stressing myself out over this, I keep a good amount of crafty stuff on hand, and I encourage my kids to make their own crafts throughout the week. They can do this when they're done with their schoolwork or during quiet times in the afternoon, which is when my littlest nap. Since we only do school 4 days a week with my oldest, we still have a 5th weekday open, and that's when I try to do one artsy or crafty project with all my kids at one time. And full disclosure, that doesn't always happen. Where do I pull these ideas from? Pinterest. And again, I like to ask my family members for craft kits, fun painting sun catchers, paint a piggy bank, those kinds of kits for Christmas and their birthdays. And that's it, folks. This system worked really well for us this past year. So check out the Amazon list below that has 2 workbooks and science experiment kits and craft kits listed on there so you can get prepared for this coming school year. Tell me about yourself in the comments below. How many kids do you have? Is this your first year homeschooling, or are you just looking for something new this coming year? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.